Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. Becoming a capital tycoon, Yang Mi knocks on the door late at night. Fang Yuan was reborn at the age of 22, and that year his parents were scammed into losing everything. In order to prevent the tragedy from happening, he first stole money from his family for investment. My parents discovered theft and beat my filial son with a stick. However, they were surprised to find that Fang Yuan made a profit of 1 billion yuan from his first investment of 500,000 yuan. Fresh graduates are worth billions of dollars, and Yang Mi was shocked to come and play with me. Afterwards, Fang Yuan quickly rose to prominence with his first bucket of gold and became a leading figure in Huaguo Capital.Integrate Huaguo Capital, snipe at Hanguo Sanxing, sanction Sakura Semiconductor, confront the subprime crisis in the gambling flag country, and become the uncrowned king of Wall Street.International capital turns pale at the mention of tigers. During this period, countless beautiful women flocked to rush to give money to Fang Yuan. Yang Mi follow Fang Dong to buy Bitcoin. Wealth and freedom are not dreams. Tang Yan. The richest man in his 20s is simply an absolute gem. Liu Yifei. Fang Dong is so flirtatious. What should we do if we fall? HeatFeilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. If I don't listen to advice, I'll have to steal the money. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The secluded alleyway, the light pulled the shadow of Fang Yuan long. A girl dressed in cool clothes blocked his way. Handsome guy, do you want fast food? Fang Yuan shook his head fiercely, dressed in poverty, how dare he disrupt the beauty? No need, no need. He continued on his journey, somewhat absent-minded. Today is the third day he has traveled. Yes, Fang Yuan has traveled through. He traveled back to the year when he was 20.2 years old. On the eve of my parents being deeply trapped in a pig-killing dish and being scammed into losing everything. In my previous life, my family was cheated out of all my savings and owed a lot of foreign debt. My parents never recovered. Fang Yuan's life has been extremely miserable. At that time, he had just graduated from college and was burdened with a large amount of debt due to unstable work. Although I worked hard and gradually paid off the debt later on, my life gradually improved. Only Fang Yuan himself knows how much heartache and suffering he has experienced in the middle. Don't mention how miserable it is. If you have some spare money in hand, you have to use it to pay off debts, and there is no quality of life at all. Damn it, I hate that scammer to death. Bastard. Scammering people's money with thousands of knives and thousands of cuts. This time, I must prevent tragedy from happening. 7 turns and 8 turns, Fang Yuan arrived home. This is an old building hidden deep in the old city area. His family lives on the 3rd floor. I'm back. At home, Fang Yuan's mother Deng Ping is applying painkillers to her father Fang Sanshui. Dad, you have a problem with your lumbar spine and need to go to the hospital for treatment. Simply applying painkillers is not enough. Fang Sanshui continued to play haha as if. No, how was your interview? Fortunately, the company I interviewed with today is good. I'm considering it. Fang Sanshui grinned and even raised his forehead wrinkles. Yes, we need to choose a good job. We graduated from Jiaotong University and have this qualification. The greatest pride of Fang Sanshui and Deng Ping in their lifetime is the cultivation of Fang Yuan, a student at Jiaotong University. Education has not yet depreciated these years. College students are still quite competitive in the job market. Moreover, Fang Yuan graduated from Shanghai Jiaotong University. This university ranks 4th in China. Ranked 63rd globally among universities. The value of graduates from Jiaotong University can be imagined. Let's eat. The Fang family's dinner is simple and unadorned, all of which are home-cooked dishes. Fish is the most common. Fang Sanxue is a fish vendor selling fish in a vegetable market. Deng Ping works as an accountant at the textile factory in Jichang Street. Fang Yuan's family conditions are very average. Son, how much does that company cost per month today? The base salary is 7,000 yuan, and the performance bonus is calculated separately. Fang Sanxue and Deng Ping looked at each other in surprise. Oh, it's so high. Isn't all the miscellaneous items added up to 10,000? I work in the factory for 3 months at the end of 1 month. It's better to read. How much fish do I have to sell for 10,000 yuan? No wonder the two of them sighed and sighed. A monthly salary of 10,000 yuan is considered a suitable high-paying class at present. Nowadays, the average monthly salary in Shanghai City is just over 5,000 yuan. The current monthly salary is at least 30,000 yuan or more compared to Fang Yuan's previous life. A newly graduated college student earns a monthly salary of 30,000 yuan. If Fang Sanxue is not shocked, there will be ghosts. Work hard, we will buy you a house in a while. Fang Yuan felt a chill in his heart. I finally got to the point. I can't afford a house with the means of my family. My parents must want to invest in a pig slaughterhouse to make a profit. You too, listen to my advice. Boss Huang is definitely a fraud. Don't give him any money, Huang will definitely run away if he gets the money. Fang Sanxue frowned and said, why do you always have trouble with Mr. Huang? I don't know how much money Mr. Huang has made in the Hong Kong Island stock market, but will he care about me? Don't be fooled by their company's grandeur. It took me a lot of effort to contact Mr. Huang. How could he possibly be a fraud? Fang Yuan sighed. This era is truly magical. Master of Qigong everywhere. Suddenly, a guy who claims to be a stock market bull and a Hong Kong Island elite emerged, which is quite intimidating. However, in Fang Yuan's view, this trick is completely childish. These descendants have all played poorly. Hi, he said yes. What evidence does Huang have? The office space may be rented, and the personnel are packaged, Deng Ping added, so Boss Huang also took US to invest and earn a lot of money. They have a high level of ideological consciousness. Mr. Huang, this is what drives wealth first and wealth later. He was fishing for big fish with a long line. Give me a small favor first, and I'll wait for you to keep adding more. He'll wait for you to invest a lot of money and then roll it up and run away. Fang Sanxue patted the table. Okay, you don't have to worry about our adults. We know the right balance. I have eaten more salt than you have eaten rice. Fang Yuan rolled his eyes. That's because you have a strong taste. The bridge I have walked is longer than the road you have walked. That's because I don't like to move. Fang Sanxue raised his face. I didn't train you to go to college to make you argue with me. Fang Yuan suddenly lost his temper. Okay, I can see it now. You two have been deceived and crippled by someone surnamed Huang. Hush, it's hard to handle. Calculating the time, it won't be long before you two will hand over all your family savings to someone surnamed Huang. Then Huang rolled money and flashed away. It will be too late by then. What should I do if I can't persuade yet? Direct alarm. My parents don't even believe my own son, so they may not necessarily believe the police. If you startle the fraudster, parents may adopt extreme behavior. It's possible to secretly transfer money to scammers in private. People who are deeply trapped in scams have little reason to speak of. Unless the scam is exposed. But how easy is it to crack a scam? I have never seen anyone with the surname Huang. At midnight, Fang Yuan tossed and turned to think of countermeasures. What if I start from a different direction? Isn't a scammer just trying to cheat money? I took my parents' money directly. A scammer has no way of deceiving money. When the scam is exposed, parents will naturally wake up. Yes, that's it. The next morning, Fang Yuan was not in a hurry to go out for an interview. After his parents left, he quietly slipped into the master bedroom. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Investing in futures, earning millions per day. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thanks to my childhood experience of flipping through boxes and cabinets to change money. Fang Yuan quickly found his bank card. He put on his bank card and headed straight to the bank. He knows the bank card password. Hello, I would like to process an internal transfer service. There are over 503,000 yuan in the card. 15,000 of them were borrowed by Fang Sanshui. The remaining 350000 is all the savings of the Fang family over the years. Fang Yuan decisively transferred all 500,000 yuan to his bank account. After transferring the account, he walked out of the business hall with ease. Fang Yuan felt a joy in changing the fate of his family on his own. He returned home and put his bank card back in its original position. Then I went out to continue the interview. Prior to this, Fang Yuan had been focused on saving the fate of the family. He hasn't realized what time travel means to him yet. In the evening, Fang Sanshui and Deng Ping did not find any clues when they returned. In the next few days, Fang Yuan will continue to look for a job. The forest is big and there are all kinds of birds. After submitting too many resumes, Fang Yuan finally encountered a strange talent. Tianyuan Investment Company, Human Resources Office. Across from Fang Yuan sat an HR interviewer, in a straight suit. The graduates of Jiaotong University truly live up to their reputation. Our company's counterpart is very satisfied. Mr. Fang, what's the problem? Fang Yuan nodded solemnly. I would like to know the basic situation of the company. Of course, the position you are interviewing for is a fund manager. Let me start with this position. Don't worry about the limited opportunities for solidifying the company structure. We are a youthful team. Fang Yuan frowned. So it's all new recruits' eggs, I have to figure out everything, right? HR's smile stiffened and he quickly changed the topic. We have a flexible work schedule. Fang Yuan looked sideways. No overtime pay, I can only leave after finishing the work. Don't play at work, play after work. HR is a bit tempted to curse. We are implementing flat management. The company is small, the organizational structure is chaotic, and the promotion path is narrow. HR was choked and speechless. Shoo, I am truly a graduate of Jiaotong University, it's hard to fool me. Can you accept the 6-month management training period for the fund manager position? Fang Yuan became alert upon hearing this. Grasp the grass, this statement sounds like a trap. Is the management training period paid or self-funded? Self-funded, management and training costs 5,000 yuan per month. After all, the company also has costs in cultivating you. This fee can be deducted from your salary after becoming a regular employee. Fang Yuan is almost cursing his mother. That means I owe you 30,000 yuan before I even started working. I can't understand it that way. Fang Yuan sneered, has your company considered a possibility? What if I'm not stupid? This kind of interview routine will be played out in later generations. Are you trying to deceive me? Bullshit. Goodbye, I wish your company a speedy closure. Fang Yuan snatched the resume from HR's hands. I want to use my resume to boost your performance, you have a beautiful idea. I hate scammers the most in my life. HR was completely stunned in place. Grab the grass, this young man. Fang Yuan cursed and walked out of Tianyuan Venture Capital Company. After dinner in the evening, he stayed alone in the room thinking about it. Bad luck. Play this game with me. I traveled here, what don't I understand? Trying to trick me, joking. Fang Yuan suddenly froze for a moment. Yes, I came across time and found a damn job. I know everything that will happen in the future like the back of my hand. Isn't it easy for me to get rich? Isn't it just information asymmetry that makes money? I can definitely start my own business. Fang Yuan took out his bank card from the drawer. No, entrepreneurial funds are all readily available. He immediately began to think about investment projects. With it, I remember a period of time when global garlic production decreased and garlic prices skyrocketed. I can speculate on garlic futures. That's right, that's it. Fang Yuan took out his phone and started downloading the Securities and Futures Platform app. The next day, when the funds arrived, he directly bought all the money into garlic futures. Perhaps due to limited funds, Fang Yuan was pleasantly surprised to find that he could leverage 20 times. Without hesitation, he decisively opened the lever 20 times. With the support of leverage, 5,000,000 margin has been converted into 10 million. 20 times leverage support. If garlic futures rise by 5%, he can earn 500,000 yuan. Double the principal and double the profit. But if it drops by 5%, then Fang Yuan's principal will be lost. In that situation, he's done for. However, he is not worried about this. He knew that garlic would experience a frenzy in price next. Fang Yuan couldn't help but look forward to it. How much can I earn this time? 10 million, 20 million, or 100 million. Fang Yuan's heart was filled with passion. I was used to living a difficult life in my previous life, but in this life, I must go through it with a bang. In the following days, due to the face saving of his parents, he still pretended to go for an interview to find a job. But in reality, he has no intention of finding a job. Interviews are just a formality. As expected, the price of garlic began to skyrocket. Within 2 days, the value of garlic futures in Fang Yuan's hands doubled. 20 million. Excluding the principal, Fang Yuan's net profit is 10 million yuan. This is the charm of leverage. A guaranteed golden hair of 500,000 resulted in a 10 million effect. The growth momentum of garlic futures is still continuing. The stimulation brought by the visible growth of wealth is simply intoxicating. In just a few days, Fang Yuan has already entered the ranks of millionaires. July 5th is a sunny day. In the evening, Fang Yuan was blocked by Aunt Wang on the second floor in the hallway. "Xiao Yuan, how have you been looking for a job?" Fang Yuan perfunctorily said, "It's okay. I heard your mother say you haven't found a job yet." Aunt Wang kept talking non-stop. "It's not that Auntie said you graduated from Jiaodong University, but you didn't find a job. It's not like words, it's too outrageous. Young people need to be down to earth, but they cannot have high goals but low skills. How about I have my son introduce you to a job?" Fang Yuan thought to himself, come again. Aunt Wang's son works as a senior executive in a foreign company with an annual salary of several million yuan. If she seizes the opportunity, she has to show off to others. My Wei works as a senior executive in a foreign company, and I don't know how good his salary is. It's not easy to introduce you to a good job. You're so hardworking, maybe you can earn 1 million in a few years. What do you think if you have 1 million in your bank card? Fang Yuan had a frightened expression on his face. I would feel very insecure. Aunt Wang looked at Fang Yuan's back, her small eyes full of confusion. What's wrong with this child? Fang Yuan didn't have dinner at home. He changed into a formal attire and prepared to go out. Mom, I'm going to attend the Alumni Association. Don't eat dinner at home, pay attention to safety. Got it. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Meeting Yang Mi for the first time gave me a lot of pressure. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. There is a rundown 9-handed Santana parked downstairs. Fang Yuan's college roommate Chao Bin waved his hand. This guy is thin and tall, wearing a pair of silver-framed glasses, with heavy bags under his eyes, always showing signs of insufficient sleep. People in the martial arts world call him kidney deficiency Bin. Fang Yuan kicked the front grille of Santana. Wow, the first emperor of Qin dynasty, Mount Taishan, used to drive your car to get there. Chao Bin had a look of lovelessness on his face. I am also very desperate. But my dad said this is the first car he bought. Give me a chance to relive his youthful struggles. Fang Yuan raised his thumb. Okay, your father will deceive his son. Chao Bin's family has good conditions. Dad is a millionaire in business. But he is very stingy with his son. Get in the car, I heard there are many beautiful women tonight. The annual Alumni Association is a tradition of Shanghai University. Basically, it's about inviting alumni who have achieved great success to return to their alma mater to provide employment guidance for fresh graduates. Don't underestimate this alumni association. This is the first personal circle for graduates to enter society, which is very important. In addition, the Alumni Association of Jiaotong University is also a good place to hunt for beauty, with a plethora of beautiful women. The attendees were all social elites and highly potential graduates from Jiaotong University. These people are all good potential stocks for socialites and a good target for catching winners. When Fang Yuan and Chao Bin arrived, the Alumni Association had already begun. On stage, the big shots chatted confidently. Underneath the stage, fresh graduates showed sincere envy in their eyes. Chao Bin's gaze lingered on the beautiful figures in the field. How are you doing with your job search? Fang Yuan shook his head. Chao Bin was somewhat surprised. I didn't find it, how could it be? I am preparing to start a business. Chao Bin turned around in surprise. Entrepreneurship. Didn't you say to find a job first, save some money before starting a business? Where did you get the money to start a business? Let's not talk about this for now. I can't explain it clearly for a while. After the speech, there will be a play performance. Fang Yuan discovered an unexpected character on stage. The top-tier female star of the future, Yang Mi. How did she appear in the Jiaotong University Alumni Association? Fang Yuan thought for a moment and then felt relieved. Calculating the time, Yang Mi should have just graduated from the film academy and entered the entertainment industry. At this point, she hasn't become famous yet, so it's normal for her to appear here. As soon as Yang Mi appeared, Fang Yuan's gaze couldn't move away. After all, who can say no to Yang Mi? On stage, Yang Mi was dressed in a qipao, with a graceful figure. A bit green and astringent, but already showing its charm, bright and charming. Chao Bin's eyes widened. After the play performance, there will be a grand ball. Fang Yuan and Chao Bin were hungry and went to the self-service area to have some food first. Fang Yuan has been searching for Yang Mi in the crowd, but has yet to find her. Shouldn't you be leaving? I still want to get to know each other. Suddenly, a noisy sound came. The fee is low. Is this the latest Patek Philippe? I heard one piece costs over $1 million. Fei Xiao wore a sweet on his hand. Fang Yuan followed the sound and saw the person's appearance clearly, then frowned in an instant. How is this grandson? A young man with oily hair was surrounded by people. Fei Yi, Fang Yuan's classmate. Fang Yuan has a good personality and rarely gets along with others. Fei Yi is the exception. This guy is a super rich second generation, reportedly with a family fortune of billions. He usually behaves impulsively, but he is still a jealous person. Fang Yuan is handsome and has good academic performance, often targeted by Fei Yi. Do you know what kind of car we drove today, Fei Xiao? Aston Martin, over 3 million. Some people are like cows and horses for their entire lives, and Fei Xiao was born in Rome. We are busy with employment, and Mr. Fei's family's billion-dollar business is waiting for him to inherit. I can't compare it, it's true that I can't compare it. Please pay more attention in the future. The compliments from everyone greatly benefited Fei Yi. It's easy to say, easy to say. Fang Yuan sat down next to the champagne tower, out of sight and out of mind. At this moment, Yang Mi, whom he was longing for, was walking towards the direction of the champagne tower. She reached out for a glass of champagne and suddenly heard someone calling her. Miss Yang, right. Yang Mi turned around and saw a handsome young man looking at her with a smile on his face. Your performance just now was very exciting. Yang Mi's heart was filled with joy, and being recognized by others was always a pleasant thing. Especially is a young and handsome opposite sex. Thank you, do you know me? I don't seem to have much impression of you. Fang Yuan thought to himself, of course I know you, but a few years later, on the big screen. Of course, I have seen your works before. Miss Yang is an actress with enormous potential. We will definitely be able to enter the top tier in the future. Fang Yuan's gaze swept over Yang Mi's career line without a trace. Undoubtedly a great honey, rich and generous. Fang Yuan's words really touched Yang Mi's heart. She has just graduated from the film academy and entered the entertainment industry, which is when recognition is urgently needed. Yang Mi immediately had a favorable impression of the young person in front of her. She sat down and glanced at the school emblem on Fang Yuan's chest. I don't know what you call it yet. My name is Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's appearance is impressive, and his speech is extraordinary. The two of them had a great conversation. The scene resounded with soothing music. Fang Yuan handed it over. The two of them had a great time playing on the dance floor. Looking at Yang Mi's delicate and pretty face, Fang Yuan sincerely praised her. Fate. It's so damn interesting. In the crowd, Fei Yi had a gloomy face. He also fell in love with Yang Mi. Do fish salespeople dare to snatch women from me? What level are you in? Do you like the same woman as me? As soon as Fang Yuan and Yang Mi finished their dance and sat down, Fei Yi leaned in. Miss, I would like to invite you to dance. Yang Mi was a bit tired after jumping, so she politely refused. Fei Yihua is angry. What do you mean? I would rather accompany these muddy legs than accompany me. Are you blind? Some of the calls were inconvenient for Fei Yi to say, and the lackey on the side quickly jumped out to take care of them. Hey, don't rush to refuse. You probably don't recognize that our fees are low, do you? We are the few owners of Hongda Group, with a net worth of billions. Yang Mi was initially surprised, but still shook her head and refused. Fei Yi's haughty and imposing posture is really annoying. And this guy looks crooked with cracked dates, short and thick eyebrows, catchy ears, garlic nose, chubby, and very lewd in his eyes. It's completely incomparable to Fang Yuan. Growing up like this, Fei Yi made his parents cry with his own strength. Fang Yuan sneered disdainfully. Stupid. Do you think that as long as you report your family background, all the girls will do the opposite? Fei Yi is used to being rude, and he directly wants to take Yang Mi by hand. Yang Mi was startled and instinctively dodged to the side, accidentally falling onto Fang Yuan's lap. Pop it. A soft fragrance fills Fang Yuan's heart. He only has one thought in his heart. Run. Yang Mi has already changed into a formal dress at this time. Diagonal slit sequin skirt equals thin and translucent. She fell onto Fang Yuan's lap, and he couldn't even feel the barrier of his clothes. He is a young man in his early 20s, full of vitality, with 7 waists and 8 kidneys. How can I withstand this kind of stimulation? Feeling the pressure from Yang Mi, he immediately reacted. Yang Mi realized something, her face changed, and she stood up from Fang Yuan like a frightened deer. Fei Yi's gaze at Fang Yuan was almost infuriating. You his mother. I didn't touch it, so you touched it first. Seeking death. Fang Yuan pulled his collar and stood out, blocking Yang Mi. Are you deaf? Didn't Miss Yang say she didn't want to? Fei Yi angrily said, what's up with you? Go aside. Do you know who my dad is? Before, Fang Yuan might not have dared to fight back. But now? Can I still be bullied by you after being reborn? Fang Yuan retorted with sarcasm. Your mother, didn't she tell you? A burst of laughter erupted at the scene. Ha ha ha, Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Bunny, dare you take home money? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chow Bin laughed so hard that he couldn't straighten his waist. Oh my, mother. Do you know who my dad is? The originally good act of fighting for his father was led astray by Fang Yuan's sentence, ask your mother to go, for a distance of 108,000 miles. Comedy effects are full. Yang Mi suppressed her smile, causing her shoulders to tremble, and for a moment she forgot about the embarrassment she had just experienced. Brother Fang is so interesting. The brain circuit of hating people is so peculiar. Ask your mother. I cursed the dirtiest meaning in the simplest words. Fei Yi's lackeys also want to laugh. Due to the face saving of Fei Yi, they could only endure it. Where did Fei Yi, a super wealthy second generation, suffer from such anger? He had a grim expression on his face, as if he was about to eat Fang Yuan alive. Fang Yuan's face remained indifferent. Why? Don't look at me that way. I'm not your father, I'm not old enough. Fei Yi's back teeth were almost crushed, and his forehead was trembling with veins. Wait for me, kid. I'm not finished with you. Fei Yi finished speaking and ran away. He has no face to stay any longer. The alumni association ended, and Fang Yuan and Yang Mi exchanged contact information. Yang Mi looked apologetic. Sorry to trouble you. It's okay, it's a slut who needs to clean up. Anyway, thank you all the same. Is Miss Yang prepared to develop in Shanghai for the long term, with just a little effort? Well, yes. Perhaps we can try to collaborate. I am personally very interested in film and television investment. Yang Mi was overjoyed. For a newcomer like her, the happiest thing is to be seen by investors. Really? Of course, I have great confidence in Miss Yang. Looking forward to your call, please remember to contact me. Definitely. Watching Yang Mi leave, Fang Yuan felt a strong desire to buy a car. At this time, I should take her home. Maybe something else could happen. Chow Bin leaned over and said, you still have good luck, kid. Miss Yang is too punctual. Don't be so coquettish, don't tell me you're still a chick. Kidney deficiency. Bin felt insulted. My perfect body has long been artificially destroyed. Speaking of which, you did surprise me a bit today. You used to treat Fei Yi like air. I actually got angry with him today. Fang Yuan said meaningfully, I will have many unexpected things for you in the future. You have completely torn your skin with Fei Yi today. This grandson's family is in great power, it's quite difficult to go crazy. Fang Yuan doesn't have much psychological pressure. Riding a donkey and reading a notebook, let's wait and see. Late at night, Yang Mi tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. Her mind is filled with events that happened at the alumni meeting. The more she wanted to breathe, the more rapid her breathing became, and her mood became completely chaotic. Brother Fang. He is truly talented. On the other side, there is a high-end penthouse in a certain area. Fei Yi gritted his teeth and grabbed the butler's collar, shouting, go check it for me. I need all the information from Fang Yuan. Which company did he join? I want him to be ruined by his reputation. Life is better than death. For the next week, Fang Yuan's life will continue. Garlic futures continue to be positive. His garlic futures rose to 100 million. Just recently, some people in the community have been spreading his gossip. A good graduate from Jiaotong University cannot find a job. Having high goals and lofty goals, having high goals but low skills. This kind of gossip has affected Fang Sanshui and Deng Ping. The two of them are also a bit anxious. However, it is still within the scope of Fang Yuan's control. On July 13, a big event occurred in the Fang family. Fang Sanshui and Deng Ping went to the bank to withdraw money and found that 500,000 yuan on their card had disappeared. The couple suddenly panicked and called the police. The police came over without much effort to investigate the matter. The police used the internal authority of the bank to easily determine the whereabouts of the funds. And found the person involved. Looking at Fang Yuan in the surveillance footage, Fang Sanshui and his wife were stunned. This is my son. The case was brought to light. Fang Sanshui and his wife vigorously dialed Fang Yuan's phone number. Fang Yuan accompanied Qiao Bin for an interview yesterday, drank some wine in the evening, and decided to stay at Qiao Bin's house. "Hello, Dad, what's up?" On the other end of the phone came Fang Sanshui's furious voice. "You brat dare to take the money from your family, hurry up and get back." Fang Yuan instantly regained consciousness. "Damn it. I almost missed a big deal. Today should be the day when my parents go to find Mr. Huang." Fang Yuan took a taxi and rushed home. "My home is like a yamen where the three departments review each other. Fang Yuan's uncle and two aunts and uncles have both come. These are all borrowed money. They have a portion of that 500,000. The police have all arrived, and the neighbors in the neighborhood are moving and discussing. This child is usually quite well behaved. How could such a thing be done? Yeah, how could a top graduate from Jiaotong University steal money from their family? Have you developed any bad habits? Who knows? You said the Fang family and his wife are so troublesome. It was not easy to cultivate Ayuan, a top student at Jiaotong University. But he didn't learn well. Fang Yuan shrank his head and called out one by one. The police officer had a serious expression on his face. Fang Yuan, right. Did you transfer 500,000 yuan from your family to your own card? Fang Yuan said calmly, yes, that's right, I did it. Fang Sanshui was furious. Bunny, I want you to not learn well. He rushed forward and was about to hit Fang Yuan. Relatives quickly grabbed him. Ayuan, you're such a child. How can you use your family's money? You're short of money, so talk about it. What can't be discussed? Fang Yuan argued with reason. Dad, don't you know why I want to take that money? I am afraid you will be deceived. That person surnamed Huang is clearly a fraud. Fang Sanshui is so angry. Bullshit, Boss Huang takes me to make money, he's a good person. It's obvious that your little boy has been using his brain crookedly. Relatives also lend a helping hand. If they don't believe it, they won't lend money to Fang Sanshui. Don't talk nonsense, Mr. Huang is a serious businessman. How could it be a scammer? I'm still waiting for your dad to make money and take me with him. Police officers are more vigilant. Oh, there's a hidden truth behind this. Wait, young man. What do you mean? Please give us a detailed introduction to the situation. Fang Yuan quickly explained the situation to the police. Police officer, this is clearly a bureau set up by someone else. I knew I couldn't persuade my parents, so I took the money. For a moment, everyone's gaze was fixed on Fang Sanshui and his wife. Fang Sanshui still insists on his own viewpoint. No, Mr. Huang is not a scammer. Several police officers glanced at each other and realized the seriousness of the matter. He is professional, and upon hearing this situation, he immediately realized it. The special team in the city is indeed investigating a financial criminal gang. This boss Huang is highly likely to be the party involved. Young man, your judgment is correct. It's just that the approach is a bit extreme. With a loud bang, the scene suddenly exploded. Ah, what a scammer. Isn't Ayuan doing something good? If it weren't for Ayuan, Sanxing would have suffered a great loss. 500,000, the savings of the three-water couple for a lifetime. I also borrowed a lot from relatives. Fortunately, there is Ayuan. I am truly a top student at Jiaotong University, and I saw through the scam right away. Relatives are overjoyed. Fortunately, it wasn't a big mistake. Everyone's gaze at Fang Yuan suddenly changed. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. What? Earned 1 billion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Because of Fang Yuan, their money was saved. On the other hand, Fang Sanxing still has some resistance. Once trust is established, it is difficult to change. Fang Sanxing still harbors illusions about Mr. Huang until now. The two even refused the proposal to cooperate with the investigation. The police don't make much demands either. Since that's the case, let's go. The special team in the city is working to close the network. You will soon find out if Mr. Huang is a scammer. After the police officer left, Fang Sanxing said to his son, "Take out the money." Fang Yuan decisively refused. He can't even take it out if he wants to. The money is all tied up on the futures platform and cannot be withdrawn for a while. No way. Fang Sanxing made concessions. I won't go find Mr. Huang. I asked you to take out the money to repay your uncle and aunt. Fang Yuan suddenly fell into a dilemma. This. Seeing her son stuttering, Deng Ping realized something. Can't you take it out? Don't scare me, son. You shouldn't have misused it, right? Fang Yuan's face stiffened. This matter cannot be concealed at all, it will be revealed sooner or later. I really can't get it out for now. I'll use the money to speculate on futures. Upon hearing this, the neighbor who had originally walked away turned back. What? Fry futures are even more dangerous than stocks. Nonsense, isn't this? A loss in futures is like losing everything. How dare we ordinary people touch futures? Who dares to play futures without a few hundred or tens of millions of assets? Ayuan, you just graduated, young man, how dare you touch such a dangerous thing? You're still young, you can't control futures. Alright, it's good to rest now. Ayuan is likely to suffer a big loss. What's the difference between being scammed and being scammed? Relatives turned pale one by one. Ah, why is there such a thing? Wanduzi, the money is gone. They have no faith in Fang Yuan at all. School and society are two different things. Not having good academic performance will definitely lead to investment. How dare you, an inexperienced young man, use 500,000 yuan to speculate in futures? Everyone's hearts keep sinking. Deng Ping's face turned pale as she sat on the sofa, muttering to herself, "It's over." Fang Sanxing is already loosening the belt. That's his lifelong savings, and he still owes 150,000 yuan. If this is fully compensated, how will we live our future? At the thought of having 150,000 yuan in foreign debt, Fang Sanxing looked desperate. How many fish do I have to sell to save up so much money? Stinky kid, I'll beat you to death. Relatives quickly stopped. Sanxing, this is already the case. What's the use of hitting children? I just hope that futures can lose less. Ayuan, eating a pit will teach you a lesson. You won't dare to act so recklessly in the future. No matter how much we lose, we haven't lost everything yet. Quickly withdraw and don't continue to lose money. Fang Yuan spread his hands together. The futures contract period has not arrived, so we cannot withdraw funds. Fang Yuan was holding back and his liver was hurting. He actually really wants to admit that he made $1 billion by trading futures. Today is the last day of the contract period. It would be great if we were one day late. After seeing so many people at the scene, he still dispelled the idea. Many people have mixed eyes. If these people all know that I have earned 100 million, I don't know what trouble I will cause. The relatives tried their best to persuade Fang Sanxue. Fang Sanxue patted his chest and said, I will definitely find a way to repay the money I owe everyone. The relatives laughed bitterly and left without even eating. Seeing the good play end, the neighbors also left one after another. Almost predictable. In the coming period, what happened in the Fang family today is bound to become a topic of discussion among the neighbors after tea and dinner. There are only Fang Sanxue, Deng Ping, and Fang Yuan left in the living room. Seeing that the person was walking roughly, Fang Yuan leaned in and prepared to confess. Fang Sanxue directly cursed. Get out of here, I'm annoyed when I see you now. Fang Yuan said wrongly, Dad, why don't you ask me if I make money from futures? How much do you have left after losing money? Fang Yuan's expression was slightly teasing. Dad, what if I make a profit? Carrying a mouse around your waist, you pretend to be a hunter. I'm angry when I see you now, you're still making money. Fang Sanxue, who was still cursing the previous second, suddenly froze and his words choked up in his throat. To be honest, he never thought his son would make a profit by trading futures. He turned his head stiffly and stuttered, asking, earn. On the side, the dull Deng Ping suddenly regained her soul. It seems like he has returned to the mortal world from the underworld, and his eyes have become bright and lively. What? Did you make a profit? Fang Yuan shrugged his shoulders. Just now, there were many people with mixed eyes, so I couldn't say it. Upon hearing that futures had made money, Fang Sanxue and his wife immediately became excited. It's like drinking a bottle of ice water during the dog days, which is refreshing throughout the body. What's so embarrassing about that? Making money is a good thing. Fang Yuan smashes his mouth. The key is, the amount is a bit large. Where can it grow to? How much money did you actually make? 50,000, 100,000. 200,000. In the eyes of Fang Sanxue and his wife, the amount of money in their son's mouth was a bit overwhelming, only 100,000 or 200,000. Nevertheless, the two were already so excited that their eyebrows flew wildly. I didn't expect things to have such a turning point. Today has been a tumultuous day. I thought I would lose money, but I didn't expect to not only not lose, but also make a profit. And it seems to have earned quite a bit. Sure, I can repay the money tomorrow. Fang Yuan suddenly felt a little worried about his parents' psychological resilience. 200,000 will bring you success like this. If I say I made 100 million, what kind of success do you have? 1 billion, I earned 1 billion. 1 billion soft sister coins. Fang Sanxue and Deng Ping, who were still grinning and discussing the previous second, froze instantly, their expressions frozen on their faces. The room fell into a deathly silence. Fang Sanxue trembled and made movements. What are you saying? How much money did you earn? I knew this was the expression on Fang Yuan's face. 1 billion, I earned 1 billion. I don't believe it. Fang Yuan picked out his phone and opened the futures platform to show to his parents. Look, this is my position interface. This is the amount, you can count it yourself. The two of them widened their eyes and counted one by one like elementary school students. 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 trillion. It's really 100 million. 1,021.776 thousand. The two were struck by lightning. No, I still don't believe it. The older generation lacks trust in digital currencies. I always feel that a string of numbers is not true. If you don't believe me, I can withdraw the money now and transfer it to my card tomorrow. This night, Fang Sanxing and his wife stayed up all night. The next morning, Fang Yuan's phone received a message from the bank that the funds had been received. Mom and Dad, the funds have been received. Fang Sanxing and Deng Ping rushed out of the bedroom like crazy. After confirming with the bank again and again that there is indeed 1 or 2 million funds on my son's card, the two of them fell into a state of ecstasy. Deng Ping, who was almost 50, screamed like a little girl. Ah! Fang Sanxing immediately shouted out with a loud cry. Ow! Why are you pinching me? Is it painful or not? I'm not dreaming, am I? Fang Sanxing gritted his teeth in pain. Pain, it's true. Aunt Wang on the second floor is frying eggs. She heard the commotion upstairs and shook her head, sighing, it's been a big morning and the Fang family is in such a miserable situation. Having such a son in Sanxing is really a sin. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. 100 million, this is his mother Penny. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Fang Sanxing and Deng Ping were excited for a while before calming down. So, I'll go do things with your mother first. At night, let's call our relatives over and have a lively atmosphere. Shouldn't we return the money to them first? The couple went out to work and did some work. Fang Yuan was not dazzled by the sudden surge in wealth. He is busy with his own affairs in an orderly manner. First, register a company and then search for a venue. By the way, I have to buy a car. It's too inconvenient without a car. Fang Yuan came out of the Industry and Commerce Bureau and called Chow Bin. Not long after, Chow Bin drove his 9-handed Santana over. Make sure, I'm not your full-time driver. What's going on? Fang Yuan Ma Lu boarded the train. Aren't you quite knowledgeable? Go pick a car with me. Chow Bin is very interested. Are you developed? I've made a little fortune recently. What did you do behind my back? I remember you told me earlier that you planned to start a business. Fang Yuan roughly explained the situation. Chow Bin was greatly surprised. Are you saying that uncle and auntie are deeply trapped in the pig-killing plate, in order to prevent them from being deceived? So I decisively pried into my family's small vault and used this money to invest. This is the situation. Chow Bin was shocked for a moment. He knew about the situation at Fang Yuan's home, so he felt even more puzzled. Wow, you're too brave, aren't you? It's purely a gambler's behavior to start off immediately. Uncle and aunt, if they know, they won't beat you to death. Fang Yuan shrugged his shoulders. Anyway, if you make money, it's okay. How much money did you earn? 100 million. Crunching Santana scraped off the road and left a black mark, then stopped on the road. Chow Bin screamed at the top of his throat, how much? 100 million. Fang Yuan's soul is still in shock. You're going to die, look at the road, you bastard. Chow Bin was stunned and turned his head stiffly. 100 million, really 100 million. We're in China, don't make international jokes with me. Do you think I'm joking? Is it really 100 million? Fang Yuan rolled his eyes. Is it necessary for me to deceive you? Chow Bin's face was uncertain, sometimes showing his teeth and sometimes doubting life. I am afraid that my brothers will suffer, and I am also afraid that my brothers will lead the way. The fact that his good brother became a billionaire made it difficult for him to accept for a while. Yesterday, you were sitting in the passenger seat of my Santana eating pancakes and fruits. Today you told me you are a billionaire. Sobbing, I'm afraid I'm not dreaming. Really? Fang Yuan was too lazy to answer. Drive. Chow Bin is almost doubting life. But how on earth did you do it? Frying futures, global garlic production has decreased during this period, and garlic futures have gone crazy. I made a small profit by taking a gamble. Chow Bin's eyes turned red with envy and he frantically smashed the steering wheel to vent his frustration. 100 million, is this his mother's small money? My father has spent most of his life with a net worth of only 50 million yuan. You earned 1 billion yuan less than a month after graduating from college. Am I crazy, or is this world crazy? The car behind gave a loud horn to urge. Chow Bin raised his middle finger and made a friendly gesture. Fang Yuan suddenly noticed that Chow Bin was turning around. What are you doing? Isn't the car city over there? Chow Bin cursed and cursed. What are those ticks? We need to go to a more upscale place. Let's start with McLaren. Chow Bin is a fan of supercars, but unfortunately, his family is very strict. I finally had enough of my addiction today. Test drive various supercars with him. Finally, Fang Yuan chose two options. A yellow McLaren 650 for commuting, and a Cullinan for business use. Both cars are high-end versions, and the total cost of landing is about 9 million yuan. Fang Yuan actually doesn't have much demand for what kind of car to drive. However, considering that in the future, it is necessary to choose a good car when doing business and encountering a variety of people. A high-end car is the best business card. Otherwise, who would look straight at you? Carinum doesn't have any stock, while McLaren does. And the McLaren official is very considerate, helping Fang Yuan complete all the procedures on site. He paid and drove away directly. The McLaren engine emitted a violent roar. The passers-by on the side of the road are paying their attention. Even some girls came up to chat up while waiting for traffic lights. Handsome guy, would it be convenient to get to know each other? Not convenient, the fish pond is full. This treatment really made Chow Bin envious. Kaimai Karen street bombing is different. Lao Fang, now you can be considered an old lady touching the switch and shaking. This feeling is indeed quite good. Lao Fang, I'll just hang out with you in the future. Okay. In the evening, Uncle and Aunt Fang Yuan, as well as two aunts and uncles, were invited to their homes. Fang Sanshui and Deng Ping arranged a large table of dishes. The whole family is sitting comfortably. The relatives glanced at each other, but it was Uncle Fang Yuan who spoke first. We discussed it for a while, but still feel that some things should be brought to light and explained clearly. Fang Sanshui and his wife looked at each other, feeling a bit strange. Uncle Fang Yuan said, "The money we lent you is not in a hurry to repay. But I didn't write an IOU when I borrowed money before. We think it's safer to make an IOU." Several relatives quickly nodded and helped to speak. Yes, no one wants this kind of thing. But since it's out, it's better to explain it clearly. My dear brothers, please keep an eye on the matter and explain it clearly now, so as not to affect our relationship in the future. Fang Sanshui and Deng Ping looked a bit ugly. No matter when, money is always right. However, doing so by relatives may hurt some emotions. Fang Yuan sighed to himself. Fang Sanshui said in a deep voice, "There's no need to pay the IOU. My relatives stopped doing it at that time. Sanshui, you probably don't want to default on your debts, do you?" Deng Ping frowned and said, "Brother, how can you say such things? What kind of people are we?" Fang Yuan returned to his room and brought out a craft paper bag containing money. "Uncle, there are also aunts and aunts. My dad is right, there's no need to write an IOU. I'm inviting everyone over today to return the money to you. There are a total of 150,000 here. A family of 50,000 yuan, you order." The relatives looked at the stacked banknotes on the table and were all stunned. What is the situation? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Dad, I'm going to hang out with Ayuan in the future. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the impression of relatives, the Fang family should be out of money at this moment. Fang Yuan's investment in futures is 100% guaranteed. Where did this 150,000 come from? Didn't Ayuan use that 500,000 yuan to speculate in futures? Where did you get the money? The eyes of the relatives were fixed on Fang Yuan. Fang Sanxing was extremely proud and changed his previous depression. Where did you get the money from? Don't you want my son to make money? My son is a high-achieving graduate from Shanghai Jiaotong University, majoring in finance. Are you still holding on to your hands when it comes to investing? Deng Ping also had a proud expression on her face. My relatives were surprised. What kind of thing? Did you make money? Isn't it true that futures are something that ordinary people can't play with? Ayuan, tell your aunt what you invested in. How much money have you really earned? The relatives caught Fang Yuan and asked him a question, giving him a feeling of breaking through the sand pot and asking to the end. Fang Yuan knew from this posture that he might have to reveal something real today. I earned about 1 billion. With a loud bang, the scene suddenly exploded. How much? 1 billion. Oh my goodness. Ayuan, Auntie has a bad heart. Don't scare Auntie. Ayuan, aren't you talking nonsense? Before Fang Yuan could speak, Fang Sanxing rushed to speak for his son. Sister, look at what you're saying. How could Ayuan lie about such a thing? We have confirmed with the bank that there is really 1 billion. Deng Ping agreed, that's right, otherwise where would we have the money to pay back? The relatives were stunned and couldn't calm down anymore. How much is 1 billion yuan? I estimate it can fill a whole room. Ayuan became a billionaire in the blink of an eye. My nephew is a billionaire. Why is this dream so unrealistic? I asked how there is a McLaren in the underground garage. It's probably what you bought, Ayuan. Auntie sits next to Fang Yuan. She relentlessly pulled on Fang Yuan. Looking left and right, it seems like admiring some amazing treasure. Bao, just graduated and made 1 billion yuan from my first investment. How did you do it? 500,000 earns 100 million, even my aunt sounds absurd. My sister.in.law said with great emotion, other possibilities may not work, but futures are really possible. The futures margin system is destined to come with financial leverage. Ayuan, how many times have you leveraged? 20 times. My little uncle's eyes widened. 20 times. I'll go, you're too brave, right? Dare to use 20 times the leverage. With such a high leverage, if there is any fluctuation, you will have to pay for everything. This is a young person who dares to fight and fight. The higher the risk, the richer the profit. You have taken on such a big risk, no wonder you can earn 100 million. If it were me, I wouldn't dare to work so hard. Your courage and courage really make my uncle sweat. Fang Yuan thought to himself that when you educated me before, it wasn't like this. Uncle Fang Yuan slapped his thigh. I have always said that our family Ayuan has great potential. When Ayuan urinated in my pressure cooker that year, I knew that my nephew was born to do big things. Deng Ping glanced sideways. Then you still beat someone up. Everyone burst into laughter. At this point, relatives have completely forgotten about the issue of IOUs. Now everyone's mind is full of 1 billion. I am truly a graduate of Jiaotong University, I am truly outstanding. I became a billionaire at the age of 22, and I had never seen anyone with this ability before. Yuan is amazing. Our old Fang family has produced a talent. Sanxing, your destiny is so good that you have given birth to a good son like Ayuan. With Ayuan here, you too can enjoy Qingfu in the future. Fang Sanxing and his wife laughed uncontrollably. When eating, the big guy moves his chopsticks. Meanwhile, Chao Bin's family is also having dinner. Qiao Bin took a deep breath and solemnly announced to his parents, "Mom and Dad, I have decided, I want to start a business." His father Qiao Qing asked, "What are you planning to start a business for?" "I don't know, the project is pending." Qiao Qing cursed, "I didn't even think of a startup project. You started a chicken feather business. Didn't I just give you a squeak first? Anyway, I have already discussed it with Fang Yuan. I'll just hang out with him in the future." Qiao Qing was furious upon hearing these words. "You worthless thing. You said you started your own business and even went to serve as a reminder for others. Can you have some ambition?" Qiao Bin muttered. "Ayuan is so powerful, what's wrong with hanging out with him? Damn it. Where is his strength? When you start your business, you still need to provide funding." Qiao Bin quickly stood up to help his good brother speak. "Dad, you underestimate him too much. Ren Ayuan has made a fortune. I've earned 1 billion recently, 1 billion. Qiao Bin is not particularly proud, as if the person who earns 100 million is himself. Qiao Qing was taken aback and looked at his wife in confusion. 100 million. That young man who often comes to our house and earns 100 million, yes, it's impressive, isn't it? Qiao Qing immediately put down his dishes and asked about Fang Yuan's situation. What did he do to earn 1 billion? Qiao Bin roughly explained the situation. Qiao Qing and his wife were caught in an indescribable shock, their expressions resembling those of ghosts. This thing sounds too bizarre. I've seen that young man Fang Yuan before. He's very gentle and doesn't seem like a ruthless person. In his family's situation, he dared to bet on all investments in garlic futures. He dares to gamble on everything based solely on his own judgment. It's simply audacious." Qiao Bin doesn't think so. How can this be said to be audacious? Starving to death, timid to the death, brave to the death. You often say this on your lips. Qiao Cheng's words stagnated. Well, I misread Fang Yuan. This young man does have some skills. However, the 100 million he earned from frying garlic futures is somewhat mixed with luck. Money earned by luck is not secure and may also cause a person to inflate. I don't recommend starting a business with Fang Yuan. Is it not good to honestly work with your father? Qiao Bin thought about his 9-handed Santana and then about Fang Yuan's cool McLaren. He said resolutely, I want to hang out with Ayuan. You bastard, you'll regret it sooner or later. Don't cry and beg me to wipe your butt. Then the Shanghai in the darkness is particularly enchanting. At Fei Yi's home, the butler came to report. Have you thoroughly investigated the matter you were asked to investigate? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Yang Mi. Wait a minute, oh wait a minute. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The butler showed a puzzled expression. I have checked and found out that Fang Yuan did not work in any company after graduation. According to the residents of their community, this kid stole family money and invested it in futures. Fei Yi was extremely surprised. What? I didn't start working, but instead started investing. This muddy leg wants to play with futures and turn over. Fei Yi laughed heartily, unable to straighten his waist. Ha ha ha, I'm laughing my dad to death. Fang Yuan, you stinky fish seller actually wants to turn things around. Still stealing money from home to invest, oh my, I really want to be laughed at by you. Ha ha ha, oh, did he make money investing in futures? The butler quickly shook his head. No, according to the neighbors in their neighborhood, their family quarrels every day because Fang Yuan lost money on futures trading. Upon hearing these words, Fei Yi immediately burst into laughter. He, I knew that those muddy legs were born poor. If you want to turn over, let's move on to the next life. Keep an eye on him and report any developments to me promptly. Okay, one more thing, Manager Qi has come over to cause trouble. Fei Yi frowned. Qi Pengzi. Let him come over, I want to see what he's farting about. A fat man weighing at least 200 pounds was brought in. Qi Pengzi was very angry and kept shouting. I don't want to bully people like this. I want to see the chairman. Let the chairman evaluate and reason. That's my wife, not anyone else. Even if you are the young master, you cannot collude with my wife. It's unreasonable. Fei Yi snorted coldly, what's the howl? Howl again, I'll break your leg. Qi Pengzi was sharp on the outside but cunning on the inside. As soon as he heard these words, he fell silent. I want to see the chairman. My dad is not here, you have something to tell me. What are you doing? I need an explanation. Fei Xiao, you seduced my wife first. You must give me an explanation today. The chubby green-haired man was panting with anger, his eyes staring like toads. Fei Yi disdained it. Do you want a bullshit explanation? You just want money and power. They are all foxes that have been around for thousands of years. What are you playing Liaozhai with me? Fei Yi walked over and tugged at Qi Pengzi's collar, asking, who do you eat from? Dare to talk to me like that? The shirt is nice, Armani's, how much is it? 6,000. Who bought it for you? I, my wife. How much are Alcong's leather shoes? 12,000. Who bought it for you? My wife. Fei Yi arrogantly patted Qi Fatty's chubby face. What else have you missed since your wife met me? Qi Pengzi hesitated and hesitated. I still need an Audi A6. Fei Yi laughed heartily. I think the Audi A8 is more in line with your temperament. Ah, this. All right, put away your frivolous thoughts. Do you think I can't tell? The position of the procurement manager belongs to you, go away, so Audi A8. I never break my promise. Qi Pengzi left with great gratitude. Fei Yi looked at Qi Pengzi's bulky back with disdain. What kind of thing? But your wife is really beautiful. After Qi Pengzi left, he looked back and his face instantly darkened. The fierce expression in his eyes was completely different from his previous submissive expression. I will make you pay the price for your family sooner or later. How can a procurement manager and an Audi A8 resolve the hatred of taking a wife? Yang Mi is a little upset these days. She fell into an awkward situation of having no scenes to film. As a newcomer in the entertainment industry, she has very limited resources to enjoy. Moreover, her unwillingness to accept unwritten rules makes it even more difficult for her to receive the play. Fortunately, Fang Yuan's appearance was a great comfort. After this period of interaction, the relationship between the two quickly heated up. On the afternoon of July 20th, Yang Mi was doing yoga at home when she suddenly received a call from her agent. Recently, the company has a play that is very suitable for you, Wang Zhaojun. Yang Mi felt a sense of joy in her heart. That's really great. Can I go audition? I still said that, as long as you accompany the investors well. It's easy to say anything. The company is currently investing in this drama. If you can secure an investment, wouldn't it be easy for a female lead? Yang Mi gritted her teeth tightly and chose to remain silent. Not long after the call ended, Yang Mi received a call from Fang Yuan. I'll treat you tonight and pick you up at 7 o'clock. Okay. Putting down her phone, Yang Mi murmured to herself. Last time you said you wanted to invest, I didn't know if it still counts. Recalling her first encounter with Fang Yuan, Yang Mi's face turned red and her legs clenched together. At 7 p.m., Fang Yuan arrived on time to pick up Yang Mi. Looking at the cool McLaren 650, Yang Mi's eyes lit up. The car best reflects a person's financial ability. Yang Mi couldn't help but look forward to Fang Yuan's investment even more. During dinner, the two talked about investing. Last time you said you wanted to invest in me, did it still count? Yang Mi is wearing a tight yellow floral long dress today, with a low-cut design and a large area of fair skin exposed on her chest. The lace stitching showcases her impressive talent. Her waist is tied with a belt, and the lines are provocative. The entire outfit perfectly outlines her sexy and charming aura as an imperial sister. The yellow war robe is an absolute gem. Fang Yuan has come to a profound understanding of what beauty is. Well, you are an excellent actor who deserves to have high-quality resources. I have a good view of you. Yang Mi frowned and smiled. Really? Our company is currently attracting investment in a play. What play? Wang Zhaojun. Fang Yuan's heart moved. This play is one of Yang Mi's early works and can be considered a top-notch masterpiece. Yang Mi rose to fame in the entertainment industry with this TV drama. She also received a nomination for the Golden Eagle Award for Audience Favorite TV Drama Actress. Wang Zhaojun is a masterpiece worth investing in. Okay, I'm willing to invest in this play. But are you really capable of playing the role of the female lead? Of course. I don't believe it unless you prove it to me. Half an hour later, Yang Mi's residence. As soon as Fang Yuan entered the door, he kissed Yang Mi. The thunder triggered the earth fire, and it was uncontrollable. Yang Mi pressed tightly against the wall, her breathing heavy, her fingers clasped tightly, and she responded warmly. Hoo-hoo. Hoo-hoo. Wait, wait, go to the bedroom. From the door to the bedroom. The clothes were scattered in a mess. Ambiguity heated up, emotions spiraled out of control, and the scene fell into a charming atmosphere. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Old Factory Street Textile Factory, I'm sure. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A night without words, the next morning. Fang Yuan woke up on Yang Mi's bed. It seems that there is a telepathic connection in her heart, and Yang Mi happened to open her eyes to look at him. After in-depth communication last night, their friendship has been elevated. Fang Yuan played with Yang Mi's hair and said seriously, I can now confirm Miss Yang's professional competence. Well, you do have the ability to be competent, as the female lead. Yang Mi's gaze at Fang Yuan was full of admiration and disbelief. It's hard to imagine that this man pushed himself to the limit last night. That feeling of faint mist appeared in Yang Mi's eyes, sinking into a lingering aftertaste. Watching Yang Mi fall in love again, Fang Yuan made a move. Yang Mi quickly realized. Why, don't, I'm about to fall apart. After finishing breakfast with Yang Mi, Fang Yuan stood up and left. Yang Mi reminded, don't forget to come to the company to discuss investment. Don't worry, I won't forget. Fang Yuan's footsteps are light and agile. Now he is doing well in his career and feeling proud in his love life. I love you, his mother. The company Yang Mi signed with is called Haohan Film and Television Culture Company, Limited. Fang Yuan visited the house in the afternoon. Haohan Film and Television has heard that a wealthy father wants to invest in their play and receive Fang Yuan with the highest standards. They simply wish they could lift Fang Yuan up to the sky. Things went smoothly, and Fang Yuan invested 10 million yuan in Wang Zhaojun. Yang Mi plays the female lead. Putting 10 million in the present moment is more than enough to make a TV drama. In the next few days, Fang Yuan has been busy with registering a company. He currently only has himself and Qiao Bin. Qiao Bin is responsible for finding the company venue. Fang Yuan can only run relevant departments alone. He worked hard for 2 days and finally managed to complete the company's procedures. A complete set of licenses, tax certificates, original and duplicate institution codes, etc. Coming out of the relevant department, it's getting late. Fang Yuan drove home. Because of concerns about the bear children in the community, he parked his car in the public parking lot outside the community as usual. At home, Dad is killing fish. The market doesn't have much business in the afternoon. How is it going? Has the company taken care of it? Fang Yuan shook the file bag in his hand. It's safe. Fang Sanshui chuckled. My son has also become a boss. Dad, stop working at the market. How hard it is. I have to wake up early every morning and the working environment is also poor. There is also an occupational disease related to waist injury. Your waist needs to be treated. Our family is not short of money now. Fang Sanshui stopped his hand movements. Your mother and I are also considering this matter. At the dinner table, Fang Yuan discussed this matter with his parents. The three reached an agreement. Okay, I'll talk to the market administrator tomorrow. Fang Yuan turned his head to look at his mother. Mom, have you also resigned from your job as an accountant in the textile factory? Deng Ping nodded. Hi, I just can't do it for long if I want to. The textile factory on Zhuchang Street is going bankrupt. Fang Yuan's heart moved. Has it gone bankrupt? Yes, I can't drive anymore. I heard from above that I am preparing to sell the factory. I'm currently looking for buyers. Zhuchang Street Textile Factory is a state-owned textile factory. Over the years, the continuous rise of private enterprises has had a serious impact on these state-owned enterprises. The textile factory on Old Factory Street has been struggling to make ends meet for many years. I can't hold on this year and am preparing to transfer. Fang Yuan was moved by this. He has his own plan. The first project to establish the company was aimed at real estate. Real estate is a steady and profitable business these days. And there is a ready-made opportunity right in front of us. Fang Yuan knew that in the near future, the Shanghai municipal government would be planning Metro Line 2. Then, relying on the development of Metro Line 2, the new area of Qingyuan district will be developed. Fang Yuan's original plan was to invest in the real estate of Qingyuan district before the launch of the Metro Line 2 project and the takeoff of land prices in Qingyuan district. I didn't expect a textile factory on Old Factory Street to come out halfway. You should know that the textile factory on Zhuchang Street is located in the golden area where Line 2 passes. In the future, every inch of land is worth an immeasurable amount of money. This is simply God throwing money. No, I have to eat this textile factory. Mom, do you know the contact information of your factory leaders? Why do you need the leader's phone number? I want to buy your factory. Deng Ping frowned and felt a little anxious. Money is not spent like that. The textile factory on Old Factory Street has gone bankrupt. Why did you buy it? I don't value this textile factory, I am interested in that piece of land. Deng Ping and Fang San looked at each other on the water surface. Isn't the land in Qingyuan district worthless? Even in the same city, the land prices in the bustling central area and peripheral areas are vastly different. Qingyuan district is the peripheral area. The textile factory on Zhuchang Street is the edge of the edge. Fang Yuan smiled meaningfully and said, it will be valuable. He obtained the contact information of the textile factory leader as he wished. The leaders of the textile factory are worried about finding buyers. Upon hearing that someone was willing to purchase, Fang Yuan was immediately invited to inspect the factory and negotiate cooperation. Okay, I'm free tomorrow afternoon. Don't see your part. All employees of the Old Factory Street Textile Factory welcome Mr. Fang to visit and inspect. Fang Yuan put down his phone. Fang Sanshui reminded anxiously, take it easy, be careful not to suffer losses. Dad, don't worry, we can't afford to lose. The next morning, Fang Yuan received a call from Chao Bin. I have found the company office and asked him to take a look at the house. Thanks to his father Chao Cheng, the place Chao Bin was looking for was Chuyun Building. Although Chuyun Building is not a top-tier office building, the office environment is still quite good. Chao Bin selected the 16th floor. There are a total of 4 companies on the 16th floor. The area that Fang Yuan wants to rent is facing east, turn left and then right at the elevator entrance. The intermediary company sent a little sister. Tall and charming in stature, with A-shaped shoulders and a swan neck, she has a very approachable smile and is a typical sweet girl. She was wearing a small suit, a hip-tied skirt, and matte stockings that accentuated her long legs. Not losing the maturity and stability of urban beauties, but also the youthful vitality of young girls. She led Fang Yuan on a tour around. The place is good, accommodating 100 employees should not be a problem. The company is just starting up and there won't be too many people. This place is sufficient. Moreover, the facilities here are complete and can be used by changing the brand. What does Mr. Fang think? It's okay, isn't it? In fact, the most user-friendly feature here is the sound insulation design of the CEO's office, which has an excellent sound insulation effect. Is that right? The little sister gave a charming smile. I can give Mr. Fang a first-hand experience. Miss led Fang Yuan into the CEO's office, closed the door, and hung her tie on the doorknob. Don't disturb anything. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. The new boss is the son of accountant Deng, neighbor. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 2 hours later, Fang Yuan and the little sister with weak legs came out of the office. The sound insulation effect is really good, I rented this place. Miss supported the wall with a smile like a flower. When the two of them left, the security guard in the building had a strange look in his eyes. Wearing stockings when coming, bare-legged when walking. Grab the grass, this young man. Fang Yuan went directly to find Xiao Bin. The two of them casually found a large food stall on the roadside to eat. The weather in July is scorching and scorching. The road seems to have been scorched. Xiao Bin's whole body wilted and he spoke weakly. This damn hot weather is killing me. What do you think of Chuyun building? Not bad, just rent there. Accompany me to a place in the afternoon, what are you going to do? Go and inspect the first venture capital project of our Chidian Capital Venture Capital Company, Limited. Xiao Bin has come to his senses. What project? Real estate project, Old Factory Street Textile Factory. Xiao Bin collapsed with a critical expression. Ah, are you teasing me? I have heard for a long time that the factory is going yellow. What do you want from that factory? Shouldn't it be because my aunt works there? What are the good investments in the textile industry? Real estate projects, I'm talking about real estate projects. What I am interested in is that piece of land. Xiao Bin hesitated and said, which piece of land do you want to develop? As far as I know, the land in Qingyuan district is incredibly cheap. There's not much development value. What I want is cheap. Being cheap now doesn't mean it will always be cheap in the future. Xiao Bin frowned and pondered. He was a smart person and soon realized that Fang Yuan had something to say. What does it mean? Do you mean that the land in Qingyuan district will rapidly increase in value? Fang Yuan didn't say anything more. I can't tell you that I foresee the future, can I? In Xiao Bin's view, Fang Yuan's silence is equivalent to default. But on second thought, his mind was full of doubts. Why? Why does the land suddenly appreciate in value? What is Lao Fang's confidence? I will handle the project of the Old Factory Street Textile Factory. The most important thing for you next is to recruit people. First, set up the functional framework of the company. Okay, this matter is simple. Be clever, don't just think about the beautiful secretary with a protruding front and a protruding back. Hi, don't worry, don't you know me yet? I can handle things in just 2 words, reliable. Oh, by the way, I also invested in a play under the name of the company. Xiao Bin had a cheap smile on his face. I don't have to say I know it's Yang Mi's play. Speaking of me, your boss is not much better either. What is your relationship with Yang Mi now? Fang Yuan was careless. Lip friendship. I'm sorry, it's pure friendship. Kissing your mouth is lip friendship. Chow Bin's fingers trembled, unsure whether he was angry or envious. You kid. You kid. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a Cullinan drove into the textile factory on Old Factory Street. All the leaders and staff of the textile factory lined up to welcome the scorching sun. There are about 800 people on site. The banner is hung high. Warmly welcome Mr. Fang to visit our factory for inspection. Chow Bin murmured softly. The scene is not small yet. Fang Yuan saw it very clearly. This can only indicate that the situation at the Old Factory Street textile factory is really not optimistic. Okay, we'll have greater initiative when we negotiate later. The factory director is a thin and black middle-aged man, wearing a pair of eyes and a lump on the corner of his mouth. Welcome, welcome Mr. Fang to our factory. Fang Yuan shook hands with the factory director with dignity. Director Zhang, you're welcome. I'm Fang Yuan. Boss Fang is really young and promising. Please come this way. The onlookers in the factory were all discussing. This boss is so young. Yeah, he looks decent and wealthy. He's really young and promising. Look at him, he looks just in his early 20s. They are already busy acquiring factories, which are worth millions of dollars. I haven't even found that job at home. People are really infuriating compared to others. I don't know how they educated such children. Why is it so excellent? If I had such a son, I would wake up laughing in my dreams. Deng Ping listened to the discussion in the factory and laughed so much that her mouth was crooked. On the side, Zhao Qin, who lived in the same community as her, looked at Fang Yuan from a distance and felt a bit strange. Hey, Sister Ping, why does this boss look a bit like your son to me? Really, the more it looks, the more it looks. Shouldn't it be Ayuan? At this moment, Fang Yuan also noticed his mother in the crowd. He waved his hand at his mother from a distance. In an instant, everyone's gaze turned to Deng Ping. Deng Ping has never received so much attention in her life. Excited, she quickly nodded to her son as a gesture. For Fang Yuan, this is just a small episode. He still has business to attend to. For the workers in the textile factory, this is like an atomic bomb. Zhao Qin was shocked and covered her mouth. She even reacted when she was dull. Ping Jie, that's really your son Ayuan. Deng Ping nodded. It's the kid from my house. With a loud bang, the crowd burst into flames. Many workers on site are from Fang Yuan's residential area. Upon hearing Zhao Qin's reminder, these people immediately realized. Yes, I haven't realized it yet. Now, upon closer inspection, it's really Ayuan. What's the situation when Ayuan comes to acquire our factory? When did Ayuan become so wealthy? The new boss is the son of accountant Deng. This explosive news immediately ignited the whole audience. What? Is that boss the son of accountant Deng? Does accountant Deng have such a son? With such a wealthy son, would accountant Deng still stoop to work as an accountant in our factory? Zhao Qin and several colleagues from the same community caught Deng Ping and inquired. What's going on, Sister Ping? I heard recently that your family went bankrupt. Your son stole money to speculate in futures and lost everything. Why is it your son coming to acquire our factory today? My colleagues are almost driven crazy by curiosity. Deng Ping couldn't help but say, who told you that my son lost money in trading futures? Don't listen to those people chewing their tongues. My son has clearly made a profit by trading futures. The neighbors in the community were greatly surprised. This is beyond their understanding. Ha! Did you make a profit? How much money did you earn? Under the continuous questioning of everyone, Deng Ping revealed the matter. The crowd froze as if struck by lightning. 100 million. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.